Winter plant vegetables in Pennsylvania. Because Pennsylvania includes 3 U.S. Department of Agriculture plant hardiness zones and their subzones, the times for planting vegetables vary considerably from Philadelphia, which is in USDA Zone 7A in the southeastern part of the state, to Bradford and USDA Zone 5A in the northwest. The state's coldest areas, in USDA Zone 5A, are mostly concentrated in Warren and McKean counties. Because the requirements for gardening in USDA Zone 5A differ from those in USDA Zone 5B regions, the 2 subzones are listed separately. Always adapt seedlings started indoors gradually to the cooler and brighter conditions outdoors before you transplant them into a garden. Hardy vegetables. Hardy vegetables include those that can survive frosts, such as cabbage Brassica oleracea, capitata group, broccoli Brassica oleracea, Simosa group and Brussels sprouts Brassica oleracea, Gemifera group. Start such plants indoors about 10 weeks before your location's last average annual spring frost date, and transplant them into the garden 4 weeks before that last frost date, when the soil temperature is at least 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The last frost is usually in mid to late April for USDA Zone 7, in early to mid-May for Zone 6, in mid to late May for Zone 5B and in June for Zone 5A. Hardy root crops such as carrot Daucus carota subsp., sativus, beet beta vulgaris subsp., vulgaris and radish Raphanus sativus usually should be direct sown directly in the garden rather than started indoors. That rule also applies to peas Pisum sativum as well as vegetables grown from tubers or sets, such as potato Solanum tuberosum and onion Allium kepa plants. Because the suggested planting times are based on more conservative, later last frost dates, you may be able to sow seeds and set out seedlings 2 weeks earlier in a mild year. If you are running late, you can continue to plant hardy vegetables until late May. USDA Zone 7, pre-sow in mid-February, set outdoors or direct sow in late March. USDA Zone 6, pre-sow in early March, set outdoors or direct sow in mid-April. USDA Zone 5B, pre-sow in mid-March, set outdoors or direct sow in late April. USDA Zone 5A, pre-sow in early April, set outdoors or direct sow in mid-May. Slow-growing tender vegetables. Among the vegetables that grow slowly are tender vegetables, such as tomato Lycopersicana sculentum, pepper Capsicum annuum and eggplant Solanum melangina, which almost always are started early or purchased as transplants. Plan to sow them indoors 2 months before your area's last spring frost date and to transplant them into the garden just after that date. The soil temperature should be at least 60 F when pepper and eggplant seedlings are set out, but tomato seedlings tolerate 50 F soil. USDA Zone 7, pre-sow in late February, set outdoors in late April. USDA Zone 6, pre-sow in mid-March, set outdoors in mid-May. USDA Zone 5B, pre-sow in late March, set outdoors in late May. USDA Zone 5A, pre-sow in mid-April, set outdoors in mid-June. Fast-growing tender vegetables. Pre-sown large-seeded vegetables is usually pointless because they grow rapidly when sown directly in a garden. Those vegetables include vining types such as varieties of melons Cucumis mellow and squashes Cucurbita spp. and cucumber Cucumis sativus, as well as beans Phaceolus spp. and sweet corn Zea mays. If you live in USDA Zones 5B through 7, plant all of them except corn just after your last frost date. Provided the soil temperature is at least 60 F. Corn can be started a little earlier, when the soil is 50 F. If you are in USDA Zone 5A, then some of these vegetables may need to be sown indoors 2 to 3 weeks before the last spring frost. An option is to purchase them as transplants to extend a short growing season. USDA Zone 7, direct sow in late April. USDA Zone 6, direct sow in mid-May. USDA Zone 5B, direct sow in late May. USDA Zone 5A, direct sow in mid-June or pre-sow indoors in late May to set out in mid-June. Fall vegetables. Fast-maturing varieties of the same hardy vegetables that can be planted in spring also can be grown in fall. Sow them about 2 months before your area's first average annual fall frost, placing a board over rows of seeds that you sow in your garden to cool the soil. Remove that board as soon as the seeds begin to germinate, and mulch the seedlings with straw so they can continue to keep cool. USDA Zone 7, sow in mid to late August. USDA Zones 5B and 6, sow in early to mid-August. USDA Zone 5A, sow in early to late July.